I've never really played any of the Tales games until now. I heard of this game during a live stream, though I didn't know what the hell was going on, mainly because the person playing this game was playing a Japanese copy. But here's the thing, because that was an HD copy of the game, and with the PC port of it, I don't think it was optimized correctly. I bought this game for a couple of bucks on Steam, though when I first downloaded the game and booted it up, it was a blank screen and nothing played. There's a mod out there called TS Fix that's supposed to fix stuff like this and actually give it an HD makeover. But here's the thing, the footage you see is filmed without this mod. Mainly because this mod does not work for me. Every single time I boot up the game with even attempting to install this mod in any way, shape, or form, it doesn't even boot up. Steam runs it, but nothing happens and it just syncs absolutely nothing. This kind of shoots me in the foot because I want to get a Hat in Time, which is majorly modded for the PC port. Hell, there's a mod for Doki Doki Literature Club that turns it into a normal visual novel. I'm just worried the same thing will happen to those games when I try to install any mod for them. Now, getting back on track for this game in general, it's apparently a type of RPG called Kimito Hibiki Aru RPG, which translates into RPG that resonates with you. Now, I wrote this beginning before actually finishing the game, and at the time of writing this part, got to about 2nd dungeon, and I could actually grow to like this game. No! God no! It does not resonate with me! This is mainly due to the fact that I can't stand these fucking characters, well, with the exception of one character, and well, they just dropped the ball on the execution of the story. But, either way, it's better to just explain it with a review proper, because this is my review of Tales of Symphonia. Welcome to the world of Silveron, a world that's, well, kinda shitty. The magical source called mana is kind of running dry, and without that, the world will just wither away and die. There are also these assholes called Desians. They take up a lot of mana, and while they really don't like humans, having this world's version of a labor camp known as human ranches. Desians force humans to work on something, but in order to stop them, a chosen one is born. And well, so far, this hasn't worked out. This is because there are multiple chosen, and each one has failed up till now, with this story focusing on a boy named Lloyd. He ain't the chosen one, but his best friend Colette is, and at one point during a class, a signal was sent for Colette to start the world regeneration. And well, this basically kicks the Desians out of the world, with the added benefit of more mana. Colette goes to the shrine where the signal known as an oracle has appeared, with Lloyd and another character named Janice tagging along. When they actually arrive, they get blindsided by a group of Desians, and they're not here to sell cookies, but they're actually looking to kill Colette. But just in time, a mercenary named Kratos strikes the Desians down before they can do a damn thing. In the aftermath of the battle, Colette is told that the oracle is in the middle of the shrine, and so with a little teamwork, the band of dipshits make it to the center of the temple to start the journey. They also meet Colette's actual father, and we basically get the basic gimmick for the regeneration. She needs to head to different temples and offer her prayers. Once she does that, she receives the powers of the angels. Though for their troubles, Lloyd and Janice, well, it's better for y'all to see. There's discipline, and there's just curb stomping. In the aftermath, Colette's family hire Kratos to protect her on the journey of regeneration, with Rain tagging along. Though there's nothing else to do, Lloyd goes home, but he tags along with Janice mainly because he's taking some food to a friend of his named Marble. Though Marble's at the human ranch, and when they meet her, the duo sees an X-sphere embedded in her hand. Lloyd states that this really isn't a good thing, and she needs a key crest to stop any of the negative effects that can and will pop up. The method to make them are only really known to dwarves, and luckily, Lloyd's adoptive father is a dwarf that knows how to make a key crest. They have to book it because Marble's noticed, though to put it lightly, the designs really ain't happy with Marble slacking off. In order to help her, Lloyd and Janice attack the designs, with the initial plan for Lloyd to just draw their attention after Janice used some magic to burn the designs. Though dipshit trips and Lloyd has to save him. They part ways, and when Lloyd gets home, he asks his father to make a key crest for Marble. Though the next day, Lloyd oversleeps with Janice running to his home to scold Lloyd because, well, they're gonna see Colette off. Though Colette told Lloyd the wrong time of purpose because of friendship and all that stuff. Though shit kinda hits the fan afterwards. Mainly because the village that Janice lives in has a treaty of sorts with the human ranch. They don't bug them and no harm comes to anyone. Though when Lloyd and Janice protected Marble, the designs kinda retaliated by burning the village. They will see the burn through, unless Lloyd and Janice shows themselves. And when they do, the designs stick a monster on them as punishment. Though it's revealed to be Marble, and we see the negative effects of not having a key crest, because this happened when the designs removed the X-Sphere from her hand. They give Marble a mercy kill, but because of Janice being citizen of the village, he's charged with breaking the treaty and is banned from ever entering the village ever again. Lloyd says that's also his fault, and is promptly banished. After this, Lloyd decides to catch up with Colette and join her on the journey of regeneration. Janice also tags along, and well, they do catch up with Colette, though it's only after Lloyd gets kidnapped by the Designs. He almost escapes, but runs into his Design with a stupid as fuck mustache. Seriously, that makes him look like a moron. Though Colette and the others come to his rescue. During the journey, they go to the first ruins where Colette needs to offer her prayers. Once they get to the shrine, I really don't know what it's called, so I'll just call it that, they get ambushed by a giant monster. After taking it out, Colette's father tells the group that it was just a test and has Colette offer her prayers. When she does, she gains a small amount of angelic power, also giving her wings. They continue their quest until they run into an assassin named Sheena. And well, she tries to kill Colette, but fails. And they also meet her again, but it's when the city is destroyed. Though that really depends on what route you take, because if you take the harder route, you can run into her again with no destroyed city. But after her joining the team, and after, well, a few more seals being broken, Colette gains more angelic power, and well, Lloyd kind of figures something out. Some skits, which I'm going to compare to his troll mechanic from Persona Q Shadow of the Labyrinth, reveals that Colette wasn't really eating or sleeping that much. One night, Lloyd decides to test his theory after Colette taking a big hit, giving her a mug of coffee and telling her that it's hot, then tricking her and saying that it's actually cold, with Colette going along with it. And yeah, with each seal being broken, she's giving up more of her humanity to actually become an angel. Though Sheena reveals why she actually tried to kill Colette. Silveron is not the only world. There exists another dimension called Tetheala, and she was tasked to kill Colette in order to save that world. Though at the moment, Sheena can't really do a thing, and Colette basically breaks the last seal. When that happens, they head to the Tower of Salvation with the help of dragon technology. The last step of the world regeneration is for Colette to, well, basically die. This is so their goddess named Martel can take Colette's body and return to this world. And well, it's also revealed that Colette's father is, well, not actually her father, and that's kind of a no shit thing, mainly because even he says the group just assumes it. Though Lloyd tries to stop Colette from finishing the final stages, and he's too late. Colette dies and Lloyd is basically pissed. The fake father named Remiel just attacks them, but he's a weakling and loses. In the aftermath of the fight, Kratos is revealed to be working for the Angels, known as Crucix. And well, the thing with Kratos is that he was a spy for Crucix, keeping tabs on Colette and protecting her so that she would complete the quest. And well, this is actually starting to remind me of Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. It's mainly something about the show must go on. But this also marks the appearance of the leader of Crucix, named Yggdrasil. He basically wipes the floor with everyone, and don't try to actually beat the boss, because I think it's supposed to be unwinnable no matter what level you are. Though before Yggdrasil can actually finish them off, a group of Designs save them. The same Designs that kidnapped Lloyd at the beginning of the game. Alright. Though apparently they're actually renegades, working secretly to defeat Crucix. Though now they set their sights on Lloyd, I literally have no fucking clue why. but jumping the gun a little bit, I could really give two shits on why. Earlier before, Sheena mentioned something about a vehicle to get to one world from another, and the Renegades have them. Mainly because they try to warn the people of Tethiala that it may run out of mana or some shit like that. And well, they travel to the other world, and I'm stopping here mainly because, jeez, I did not want the story section to go for this long. Now, this story has an interesting idea, mainly because I really like the idea of multiple chosen ones, and maybe the fact that this one may be the one that actually finishes the journey of regeneration and saves their world. The designs, they were kind of interesting as well, but aside from working for the big bad of this game, I swear nothing comes out of them. Oh lord, the two world things feels like it came out of nowhere. I don't know why, and I can't really put my finger on why. Mainly because Sheena mentions multiple times beforehand that people could be hurt by the journey of regeneration. This could be because of the fact that it's dumped all in one cutscene. That's another problem. Cutscenes in JRPGs, yeah, they tend to be really long. Though the other JRPGs I play, like S&T games like Nocturne or Persona, the cutscenes never felt long. In Shin Megami Tensei 4, I need to either restart this game or continue this game. The feel of the cutscenes masked their length. In Persona, the characters masked their lengths mainly because characters to me are the best part of a Persona game. The Xenoblade series, oh lord, they have really great drama and great presentation for the cutscenes, and that masks their length. Though the cutscenes should never feel like they take forever like they do in this game. Even when they actually do take forever. Yeah, I'm bringing up Metal Gear mainly because, yeah, they take forever, but they have great presentation. Well, except for a lot of the Codex cutscenes, especially in MGS 1 and 2. Though I also think it has to do with the fact that I just started to not give a shit about the storyline. I don't know when, I don't know why, I just couldn't care about the story. There was a moment where a character sacrifices himself to complete a mission. And well, yeah, it's treated as a big event, and I just couldn't care. This game has a good start with a cool backstory, but I just think it does absolutely nothing. I do have the sequel to this game called Tales of Symphonia, Dawn of a New World, so hopefully that does better story-wise. But here, I just think another reason why I just don't like the story is that I don't care about the characters, with the only exception being Rain. But again, like I said in the Little Witch Academia review, I like the character of Rotate, but that's mainly because they're nerds, and I tend to gravitate to the nerd characters. Everyone else, I just didn't care about. They felt like stereotypes, and nothing else. JRPGs to me are about the story and characters, but without a decent story or a decent character, what else do you got? Well, the subtitle does say fuck block puzzles, and yeah, fuck block puzzles. The majority of the puzzles in this game are fucking block puzzles, but the one that I hate the most is in the sewer section underneath Mel Tokyo. I don't record the whole entire game for JRPGs, mainly so I don't use up all the space on my computer, but lord, I use the crappy Microsoft game recorder immediately because I hate this puzzle so much. Why do I hate it? Well, it's mainly because what I'm doing here is artificially extended because there aren't any spider webs. The main gimmick in this dungeon is shrinking, and because of this you can walk around on spider webs. You are stuck placing one block at a time when available, and what I mean by this is that after you get the first block in place, you gotta do whatever the dungeon wants you to complete before being able to place the next block. What the absolute fuck? And not to mention that most of these fucking puzzles aren't really block puzzles. There's only two puzzles I got a kick out of, though I will admit I used Google to solve one of them. The first one is the Wind Seal puzzle. This puzzle consists of text written on the walls of the dungeon, and this will give you the clue on what fan to spin in what order to actually proceed, and I really love that idea. The second dungeon will have you lighting torches in order to proceed, and hey, that's a cool idea, though I think other games did a puzzle like this, but just better. But hey, enough about puzzles, because the battles, yeah, they tend to get a little boring, with boss fights being the only fights that are really good. The regular enemies, yeah, they don't really give me any trouble, and they're just tedious to just take out, but boss fights are actually better and really take some skill to beat. But if you fuck up just once, you will be killed. Boss fights take some time, so you will have to bring your A game in order to actually be able to beat them. As you can see, the battle system isn't turn-based, but a beat-em-up game. You're able to take control of any character in your party and do a basic attack. Now this will get you results, but you also have skills that you can perform. Characters like Lloyd will have skills to bring the pain of CQC. Characters like Genis mainly has magic attacks. Characters like Rain will use his sports skills, and characters like Kratos will use a mix of these skills. You can only have 7 skills mapped to your character at all times, and with characters that utilize magic attacks, you can get screwed at times. I only say this mainly because magic skills take actual time to pull off. I just think it's better to take control of close quarters characters and try to protect your magic users. Either way, I think the skill system is a little clunky at random. And I only say this because I have Sword Ray mapped to the up and skill button, and at the start of the game I was able to pull off the skill very easily. But when I arrived towards the end of the Silveron section, I had a hard time just pulling off the ability. Jumping is just like in Super Smash Bros., but I'm holding up on the control stick, hitting the skill button, and nothing's working. I just keep fucking jumping. Basic and skills attacks aren't your only methods for attack, because you may have noticed this bar above the character portraits in battle. This is for the unison attack. When the bar is filled, you can trigger the attack, and if the initial hit goes through, you can combine character skills to bring the pain! You can set skills to different button combos and execute them without using up your attack points. And at the end, if you use specific attacks, you can do a combo attack! There are a lot of different combo attacks, but unless you figure them out by random, I don't think there's anything in-game that tells you about them. At least for the PC port or the digital copy from the PSN. I only say this mainly because the manuals for the GameCube port and the physical copy of the PS3 port may have stated that. Now, it's an okay system, but the all-out attack system from Persona 3 onwards is just a better system in my opinion. Mainly because you have to connect with the first hit, and if you don't, well, you're left open. And well, during battles at any point in time, you can open up the battle menu and swap what skills to map to what button combos, both in and out of unison attacks. You can also swap equipment during battle, and I have no clue what this is used for. It just feels very, very, very pointless. Though I really hate the 2-second time limit on items. And you know, I get it. They gotta make sure that we don't spam items, but for some reason I just think the 2-second time limit is just a little too long. And yeah, it sounds weird given that it's seconds, but still. There's a grading system, and I think it's about how fast you actually beat the fight, but I can never really figure it out. Only because, well, it's a number grading system. Though the only bonuses are extra experience and extra cash, well, at least on the initial playthrough. And you know, that's cool and all, but it's not a lot. It's normally just 10 to 15 more cash or experience. It won't add anything significant. There's 2 different grading difficulties, and I don't think they actually change the difficulty of the game. There's also an affinity system, but I have no clue what it does. I think Xenoblade Chronicles' affinity system is better, allowing you to keep the chain attack going with higher affinity with your party members, but here I see no difference. In specific areas on the overworld, you can see these glowing spots, and if you walk into them, a skit happens between 2 characters, which I'm only going to guess is between Lloyd and a different character. And I guess this helps with the affinity, but again, I really don't see a damn thing that changes. One system that I just have no clue about is the Tech and Strike system, and depending if the character is leaning more on either side will determine what skills he'll later learn. Now, the reason why I don't see a point in it is because all I need to do to take down a difficult boss is not with specific skills, but just leveling up. But I'm also a paranoid fuck, so I always make sure to stock up on healing items and use them all up when the big thing moves again. Seriously, get the fuck away! I really hate the presentation of this game. Now let's talk about the GameCube original version first. And if I only played that, I would think everything looked fucking awful. Mainly because, well, I hate how the menu screen just looks. It just looks so fucking basic for a GameCube title. It's very similar to the PS1 version of Persona 2 Instant and Eternal Punishment. Though in the 2 duology, the menu screen looks so much better, and I think that has to do with the font choice. I just think it looks better, and the font choice in the GameCube port of this game just looks so weird. The HD ports updates the interface, and they look so much better in my opinion. I also hate how the cutscenes are presented. But then again, this may just be my love for Persona talk. And I only say this mainly because the models do not emote whatsoever. There's a reason why I bitch about actors looking or sounding bored as a role. And that's mainly because you gotta have your body show the emotion along with your voice. If you don't, I just get taken out of the experience personally. And this does connect with animation and video games. You need to have the characters emote along with your voice actors. And again, I personally get taken out of the experience, and I may bitch some more about this, especially when I get to Kamen Rider Ryuki. Seriously, Shinji, show some fucking emotion! They could have done the Persona route with this game. In skits they have character portraits, and well, you could have the cutscenes as they are, but use the skit portraits with the dialogue box. I say this only because half of the fucking time, unless the PC port is shot to hell, the characters on screen keep their happy looking faces even on serious moments. I also hate that there are barely any anime cutscenes. I only say that not to bring up Persona again, but say why would they even bother including them if you're not going to use it? These can be great for intense moments, but geez, the only one that's not the game's intro I can think of off the top of my head is when Colette gets her fucking wings without a bell going off! Oh lord. And that's a shame, because I really love this art style, though it falls in the same problem I have with JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, making the characters look older than they actually are. Though here the characters only look slightly older, and the coloring does look better here than there. Then again, I don't really like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but hey, I'll cross that bridge when I actually get there. Lord knows I already made some enemies just by saying that I don't like it. I'm possibly screwed. But anyways, I have counted multiple times where an anime cutscene would have done the cutscene better. When Colette lost her soul, Lloyd makes a key thrust to actually help her and try to get her soul back. And the moment where a member of Crucix tried to remove it and kidnap her, Colette stopped her from doing so. Now, the animation on the models is so fucking limited that I didn't even know she got her fucking soul back. Anyway, with the anime cutscenes, I can understand with the GameCube and PS2 ports, but for the HD ports of this game, the PS3 and PC can hold so much more, so why not try to add some more anime cutscenes? But on the topic of voice acting, the English voice acting is mixed. I think it's good, but something's off about it. You can quite clearly tell that this is an older game, mainly because of the audio quality. It could be mainly because of the mic quality, but I'm not sure if they could have made the audio sound a little bit clearer. Though I urge you not to play this game with the Japanese voice acting. With the Japanese voice acting, yes, you get voice skits, but almost every single character sounds way too older than they should. It's the weakest part in this game, and Lloyd's Japanese voice actor, Konishi Katsuyuki, oh god, he sounds like he was pulled from a generic as hell anime! Music-wise, everything is fine. The dungeon music is great, mainly because it feels like a full-blown mystical adventure. Really, the only music I really didn't like is English opening and battle music. Battle music, I just don't think it fits with this game. I mean, it's alright, but then again, I just don't think it fits. And the only reason why I hate the English opening of this game is just because it sounds so generic. And yes, I do think the Japanese opening entitled Starry Heavens, performed by the band Day After Tomorrow, seriously, what the hell's up with band names nowadays, is just a better opening. So now, taking account of story, gameplay, graphics, and sound, Tales of Symphonia gets a 0 out of 10. Oh lord, this was physically painful for me to actually get through. And I just didn't think this was a good game whatsoever. It has great qualities, because I really love the background of there being multiple Chosens that have failed up until now, and maybe this one will succeed, but it just drops the ball majorly in my opinion. After the revelation of Tethiela, I just stopped giving a shit. Though with the exception of Rain, the characters were not helping. They felt like stereotypes and nothing else. The one thing I didn't bring up is the whole racism thing. Yeah, health elves are not really liked in this world. But the whole thing about that just came out of nowhere. It has the same problem that the episode White Men Can't Kiss has from the TV show Roseanne. I only say that because in that episode, the character DJ was made out to be a bit of a racist out of fucking nowhere, and having Dan Roseanne tiptoe on some racist shoes. Though that's not the only thing that came out of nowhere, mainly because everything felt like it came out of nowhere in the story. The biggest thing for me was which character was actually another character's father. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it spoiler-free regardless of the wording, but yeah, for those of you who know, it was really out of nowhere. The battle system was really repetitious, with bosses being the only ones giving me any problems whatsoever. Y'all may say no shit, that's what they're there for, but I do feel like there needs to be a balance between enemies. I wish there was an in-game explanation to the combo decks, because when I pulled off Photon Blast with Rain and Colette, oh boy, that came out of nowhere. English voice acting is mixed at best, but Japanese voice acting is just bad. They sound way too old for the character's respected voice actor and actresses. And again, with Lloyd, his Japanese voice actor sounds like he was ripped from a generic as hell anime. Music is good, though the battle music just doesn't fit whatsoever. Either way, this wasn't really a good game, but hey, if you want to play this game for some bizarre reason, it's available for the Nintendo GameCube, Sony PlayStation 2 and 3, and the PC. Had my hopes up for this game, but hey, hopefully the sequel game does better. Heck, there's more Tales games out there, so I may check them out on a later date. But this one I do not recommend you to play whatsoever. Now, if you excuse me, I think I hear an angry mob of JoJo fans, so I'm gonna turn on the force field before they can do anything.